It's time for From the Short Grass with Trey Schaap, a golf podcast for those who love golf, struggle with golf, and just like to enjoy the outdoors and fellowship with friends, all while chasing a ball around trying to put it in a 4 1/4-inch diameter hole. From the Short Grass is brought to you by Stevens Incorporated, an independent financial services firm with the freedom to focus on what matters most. Blackman Auctions. For over 80 years, better auctions have always been Blackman Auctions. Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels. We partner with you to deliver high-yield results by managing, developing, and investing in top-quality hospitality assets. And now, from the Short Grass, here is your host, Trey Schaap.
Welcome to another edition of From the Short Grass. I'm your host, Trey Schaap. Wow, what a weekend in Phoenix. You had the Waste Management Open won by Scotty Scheffler, a repeat winner. He won it last year and then won it this year. It's the first time since Hideki Matsuyama was able to do that in 2017. And then you had the Super Bowl, where the Kansas City Chiefs knocked off the Philadelphia Eagles by 3 points on a late field goal. So congratulations to the Chiefs. But back to Scotty Scheffler. He only hit 10 fairways over the weekend. Yes, 10 fairways over the weekend. His approach shots and scrambling kept him in the lead. He made only 2 bogeys all week, and he shot a final round 65 to finish at 19 under par to defend his Waste Management Phoenix Open title. Nick Taylor finished second, 2 back, and John Rahm was third, 5 shots behind Scotty Scheffler. Justin Thomas finished in solo fourth, 6 shots behind Scheffler. Scheffler, now the number 1 official ranked golfer in the world, according to the official World Golf Rankings. He took that spot back from Rory McIlroy. This week on the PGA Tour, they head to Los Angeles and Riviera Country Club. And oh, by the way, a familiar face is going to show up on the first tee on Thursday. Tiger Woods is going to play at the Genesis Open at Riviera. Of course, he is the host of the tournament, but he is going to play this year. It's the first non-major that Tiger Woods is going to play in since his horrific car accident several years ago. Will he make the cut? I just hope Tiger plays well. I would like to see him make the cut. I don't think he contends, but just to see him play well will be nice for the fans of Tiger Woods. Since 1938, better auctions have always been Blackman Auctions. Find them on the web, blackmanauctions.com. You can find their full list of upcoming auctions on their website, blackmanauctions.com. One of our great sponsors of From the Short Grass. Want to thank Thomas Blackman for his sponsorship of this podcast. We're back after this with our guest this week. It's North Little Rock, Arkansas Mayor Mayor Hartwick. Stay with us.
With all the decisions you need to make about what to do in El Dorado, finding a place to stay is an easy one. The Haywood is uniquely positioned to make your stay one to treasure. Located in the historic Union Square district of El Dorado, the Haywood offers luxurious accommodations that feature contemporary, colorful rooms with high-quality bedding, comfortable baths with walk-in showers, and a spacious workspace with stylish plantation shutters that are unique additions to the stunning decor in a non-smoking environment. Make the Haywood your home away from home the next time you visit El Dorado.
Strength is measured not by the number of accounts. Strength is placing value on relationships. It's having the vision and the guts to invest in growth. It's the commitment to responsibly manage your money. At Stevens, we believe that our strengths build success, not only for us, but for our clients. Stevens, member NYSE, SIPC.
This is Thomas Blackman with Blackman Auctions. The economy is changing slowly but surely. The market is slowing down in a gradual slide. Not an emergency yet, the sky is not falling, but a change is coming. When times are good, auctions make buyers compete to buy at the highest market value. When the economy gets tough, auctions force buyers to make a purchase decision. Either way, auctions get the highest return for a seller and a strong deal for a buyer. With an experienced auction company, it's a simple process. Go to blackmanauctions.com for more information. Since 1938, better auctions are Blackman Auctions.
Welcome back to this edition of From the Shortgrass. I am your host, Trey Schaap. North Little Rock Mayor Trey Hartwick, now in his second stint as mayor of North Little Rock, Arkansas, picked up the game of golf from his father as he caddied for him as a youngster. Now he enjoys the game so much and wants to give back to it. And in part, doing that is preserving Burns Park Golf Course and using the resources that the city brings in to help do that. And Mayor Hartwick was able to take some time out of his busy schedule to come to the studio and sit down with me for this edition of From the Shortgrass. On the tee, the mayor of North Little Rock, Arkansas, Trey Hartwick. Mayor, thanks for joining me on From the Shortgrass. You're looking good. How are things in North Little Rock?
Everything's good. We got a lot of things going. I'm very excited about our 3 fire stations and what we're going to do to the community centers. And, you know, Baptist Hospital and I have entered into a contract to create a health clinic in Rose City area. So a lot of things going on. I'm very excited about it and can't wait.
Well, I'm glad you took some time out of your busy schedule to stop by here. And let's talk a little golf. When did you first pick up a golf club? Do you remember?
Mm-hmm. My daddy was one of the better golfers around the state back in the 60s. My daddy died early, and so long story short, I can remember going to War Memorial. I can remember going to golf tournaments in Hot Springs. I can remember some of the old golfers like the Honeysuckles, Don Blaylock, and I can go on, and R.H. Sykes. So I was the caddy for my daddy, and back then you just pulled it. But
right.
I went to most, and that was our vacation.
Wait. You didn't have to carry a bag. You
We
just pulled the cart?
Pulled the cart. So we did. That's how it worked.
That was easy, wasn't it?
So I can remember going to Hot Springs, El Dorado, Camden 4-ball. So my daddy played most all those tournaments. And that was our vacation. So my younger brothers and sister got to go to the pool while I got to pull the golf bag. So, but no, it's good memories. It really is.
What hooked you on the game?
Well, I thought I was always going to be a baseball player, okay? And then I went to the service back in '67, went overseas and came back. Well, those days are over with. So I'd always had a golf club in my hand because there were just golf clubs everywhere around my house. So at Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, there was a main gate, but right across the street was a golf course. Mm-hmm. So all our buddies just started playing golf. So that's when I really took it up seriously and found out, because of what my daddy had taught me, I had a decent swing. And it came easy because I'd always had a swing. So, and here's, you could play golf, and here I am at my age now, and I can still shoot my age pretty close. So, and don't tell me, I'm not going to tell you what I shoot, because then you'll know my age. But it's something you can do forever and with your family. I know my wife before, we played every Sunday together. We even played in some of these mixed golf matches. So that's when I got hooked on it. Really was very, very young through my daddy. And, I remember Tommy Clark saying, "I'm the best putter in the state." And he said, "Well, wait a minute. Maybe Daryl Hartwick is. That's my daddy."
Yeah.
So I still got his putter, his old wooden shaft putter, the big blade on the end.
Yeah.
Of it, so.
What was it like playing back then?
Well, there was a lot better golfers than me back then. I can remember Mike McClutchin, Randy Coleman, Gary Markland. So, they were really, really good guys. Even Jimmy Balch. So I was still playing ball. But when I came back, what was it like playing? You met a lot of friends. There's nothing like playing golf and making new friends. Mm-hmm. I remember I was at Destin one time, and I was playing with an older gentleman. Probably back then he was probably 60, I thought. And I think we were playing Indian Bayou. So, after 3 holes, you start saying, "What do you do? What do you do?" So I asked him, I said, "What do you do for a living, sir?" He says, "I sell a lot." So I'm sitting there thinking, well, so we sell a lot. He says, "Well, we own a mile of the beach area, and every year we sell a lot." so I understood it then.
Yeah. Well, if you own a mile of beachfront
and
property,
he sell a lot.
You sell a lot. That's worth it. That's all you need to sell, right?
He was such a nice guy. And that's what I guess I'm trying to get to. I was probably playing to a 4 or 5 handicap back in those days. Mm-hmm. Here's a gentleman 60, and guess what? We had the best time.
Yeah.
And he was probably playing to a 15 or 16 then. And again, golf just makes friends, lifetime friends. So I'd go back and forth down there. And I remember I had a place in Orange Beach, and I'd call up and say, "I'm coming." And they'd say, "All right, meet you at Craft Farms."
Right.
And we all have a game. So you just make friends you make for a lifetime, which is really a neat thing.
Isn't it amazing what you can learn about someone on a golf course, too?
They open up. I mean, yes, it's amazing because I have made lots of friends. You know, I'm mayor for the second time, and I think a lot of people say, they'll come up to me, and I think they knew me for being mayor. I said, no, you and I played golf. Remember we played over here at this golf tournament? We played on a little match play or something, 4-ball. So it's amazing how many people tell me that they played golf with me before. So really enjoy that feeling. And you get to thinking back, I'm watching Pebble Beach this week, and I played Pebble Beach back when I turned 60 as a birthday present. And I sit and watch every hole, what I did. Of course, I was still hitting it decent, but I didn't hit it like that. But it's such a fun course to play, to say you played Pebble Beach.
Is it not one of the best there is?
Yes. The greens are small. I had played it right after, I think they had the U.S. Open there that year, and I played it right after that in October. So it is, but what makes it the best, like Burns Park now, when I took over the parks, I wanted to make it pretty. It's a nice course because you got to have grass, you got to identify the fairways, call the greens, but you know what, you got to make something where, isn't that pretty? Yeah, everything about Pebble Beach is pretty. It's just eye-catching. I mean, it's just something you want to sit and stare at. I mean, because it's so nice. Like I say, the greens are small, the clubhouse, the putting green, they're not that big, but it's the course that just catches your eye from the time you tee off to finishing on 18.
And it's not a bad walk either.
It's a great walk. In fact, I remember we had to walk. We had to get a caddy. I mean, I'll tell you, I think it cost me $750 with a caddy back then. But I didn't mind it. I'd go do it again right now in a second.
Mayor, I saw something earlier this weekend on Twitter. They asked the question, what is the most expensive round of golf you paid to play a course, and was it worth it?
Oh, yeah.
And the top of the mind says Pebble Beach. No matter what they're asking you to pay, it's worth it.
It's worth it. And I even played St. Andrews.
Wow. That's on my bucket list.
Yeah,
I'm making a trip this summer. The Cubs-Cardinals are playing in London. Yeah. I'm hoping to get on St. Andrews.
I got on, me and Les Green, and I can remember 3 or 4 of us went, but we flew over. We were in London. I'd won a trip selling furniture. This is when I was still at Haverty's. So we flew over to St. Andrews, Scotland. You had to rent clubs, so I didn't really play that good. But the last hole, of course, you have a caddy. I hit out the green. I'm hitting on regulation, and then I'm probably 30 foot below the hole. So here I am, last hole. I put it, and it's going in. I'm scoring. Everybody's going. My caddy kicks the ball away right before it goes in. I'm going, what are you doing? He says, anybody who's played as bad as you don't need to birdie 18. Everybody broke up laughing. I did too. Yeah, you just come right off 18, you walk a half a block up, and you go and have a drink. So, but yeah, that was so funny. I thought I was going to birdie 18. He said, you played horrible. And I did. But it rained. It sleeted a little bit. It was cold. It was windy. And
but you had a great time.
Oh gosh,
memories.
And the memories. In fact, in my house, there's a picture of all 4 of us standing in front of the pro shop.
Bridge. Oh, yeah, the pro shop. Okay, yeah.
And talk about Sewickley Bridge, but yeah, in front of the pro shop, all of us got our arms around each other, thinking about the day. Talking about Sewickley Bridge, I put one in at Burns Park.
I saw that. You can see it from the interstate.
You can see it from the interstate. Like I say, I wanted to do things just to put a bridge in. Okay, but I wanted to do things at Burns that you didn't see before. So the Sewickley Bridge is something in fact, I took my picture with about 12 or 13 other guys last year. We all got together just sitting on the bridge and had our picture taken. So,
how about your director of parks, Steve Shields? He's a good golfer in his own right.
Steve, you think he played basketball. He went to college on a golf scholarship at Waco and Baylor. Yeah. And he is something else. I remember first meeting Steve, I want to say it was, let's say 20-some-odd years ago, 25. Well, it was me, him, Steve Ralston, I want to say Rob Jolly. We're going down to El Dorado playing one of those, what do you call it, 4-man scramble type things.
Sure.
So he didn't know me. So he was sitting there playing, and we're sitting there hitting golf balls. And then he says, he's got the old gruff voice. He calls to Ross and says, Steve, what kind of handicap's the mayor? And I just looked up and said, I'm an 18. He said, great, we all do good. Well, back then I was about an 8. So after the second or third hole, he says, you're an 18? I said, I'm an 8. So anyway, but he's something else. Steve's doing a great job as parks director. I'm glad to have him. He and I speak the same language. We know that we will make Burns Park better than any course out there. Remember, I put the fountain in on 18, and in fact, Joe Smith at that time, when I put the fountain in, called it Burns Park Country Club. So we try to do things different. I want to make, with the ASGA coming to this year, we want to make the tee boxes more level. tee boxes they don't think are important, but tee boxes are very important to a golf. If maybe it plays golf, you love to watch out, have a flat tee box, have a good angle to it, move it. So it's important from tee to green.
In Burns Park, it's Steve Ralston, the head golf professional over there, has been there forever.
Steve is a golf professional. Joe, his brother, is a golf director. So they've been very important to golf, the whole family, from Bob, Steve, and Joe, for many, many years now.
What does Steve Ralston mean to North Little Rock?
Well, when you think of Steve, what he means he's kept the course together when a lot of people wasn't putting money into it. I mean, when I first took it over, I said it was a mowed pasture, and I didn't want a mowed pasture, but he kept it going when there was a lot of money going towards the golf. Meanwhile, last year, I think we broke all kinds of records with our golf, and Steve and Joe were the reason it's there. I mean, from what we call the putt, chip, and drive, they have those. And then I tell you what we've done. You'll love it. I guess when I took over Parks, that would be 8 years ago, every Wednesday we have this 2 guys get together, and we call it the hot dog scramble. Because what you do, you'll have a scramble. It started off with 8 of us, and now I think we have, usually sometimes in the middle of summer, we'll have 55, 60 players playing.
Wow.
So you play 9 holes. It's a scramble. You turn it in. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 in the top. That's the top. Then you go right on down, just counting them down. And when you get through, you get a free hot dog. And people love it. I mean, our hot dog scrambles, we call it, in the middle of summer would be teeing off. And I used to tee off around 2:45, and then they'll be teeing off till 6:30 because then they got to finish around 8:30. But so that's what to golf has been. It adds so many people to it, and I will say Steve and that group have held it together and now made Burns one of the better public courses in the state, I think.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that the grass out there, it's grown in. I remember the days back when you could see cracks in the fairway.
Your ball would go through the cracks and you couldn't find it.
Yeah, but now it's lush turf that you're hitting off of.
We've put a lot of water into it. I've always wanted, in fact, where it was just where there's rocks, I put what you call rock gardens in. I don't know if you've seen it, where we have it outlined, put these big rocks in, use the red rubber like it so it's pretty now. You're not hitting off of rocks, and I think having a course that's pretty. And then if you're in it, just take your drop and hit it. But you want to make the course where people play it and enjoy playing it, but also not make it where you hit it 4 feet out of the fairway and you got a rock, just rock and dirt. So all those have been cleaned up, most all of them. Now it's grass. We put lots of water into it, and it's lush. And that's what you like. You don't want a tight lie. You want a good lie. And so all the courses from 1 to 18 on the championship side is something I'm proud of.
And the Arkansas State Golf Association is going to hold their match play there this summer, so that's a big undertaking.
Not only men and women.
Yeah.
So I'm very proud that they've made that decision. I've talked to Steve Shields just yesterday about let's make it good, but let's make it better than good. We want them to come back. Let's make it challengeable, but match play is such a good round of golf, as you and I were talking about. I mean, you can sit there, if you make a double bogey on the first hole, you hadn't lost the tournament, you've just lost that one hole. Make a birdie on the next hole and you're back to even. So match plays in amateur golf is probably the most fair way to play golf, because all of us are going to hit that shot that you pull left or you duck hook it or you shank it. It happens. But when you do that, you just shake it off and say, I'll get you next hole.
And it burns on number 4. If you hit it a little bit right, you're in trouble.
You're in
but off the tee, you got some time to make up on that hole because it's a par 5.
It is a par 5. In fact, I usually hit a 3-wood off that hole from where I'm playing from, and then you just hit a 3-wood and probably a 4-iron down to the flat, and you got a shot to the green. Now, if you want to take it on and try to hook it around there so you don't go in the water, that little big old ditch that goes to the river, I always thought what would really make that hole good, but I'm not going to do it, is have the green across that, sitting on that hillside up there.
Oh, wow.
Man, that would be pretty. But
that would be an undertaking.
That would be an undertaking. So right now we've got a good hole there. You hit, like I say, if you want to take on with a driver, fine. But if you hit a good 3-wood and then a good iron down there, flat spot, then you're just a wedge into the hole, and it's got a little slant to it, so you got to hit it right.
What are some things that you're looking forward to having out there besides the Arkansas State Golf Association? I know there are some scrambles that take place. The Arkansas Open is a highlight at the end of the summer.
Steve Ralston, the Arkansas Open. Back when I was mayor the first time, John Daly played in that.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I'm sitting on number what you call 11. It's a dogleg left par 5. So you hit usually a long iron or maybe a 3-wood back in those days. So you have a shot around the corner because you go down, it's almost straight 90
degrees almost.
Well, he's sitting there behind us, and I see him take out a 4-iron and just take it over the top of trees. And I went, that's not even fair. I mean, it's different. You think you're good until you see those guys play.
Yeah.
And then I'm glad I'm a politician.
And Glenn Day comes back and plays in that almost every year religiously.
Glenn and myself, there's about 4 of us go to. We just went in Jupiter, Florida, down in Port St. Lucie, and Glenn usually comes down and play with us. But he's recouping from a back surgery or something. But I think he's in Morocco this coming week. I think he went over there. So Glenn had a tough year last year, but yeah, Glenn Day's, I would say, is kind of one of our treasures here in Little Rock. I mean, we got a professional golfer that comes and plays in the hot dog scramble, hangs out with a bunch of guys, but yeah, it's something you can sit there and brag about.
You're a mayor that likes golf.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into politics and what's happened in Little Rock proper, but them shutting down some golf courses, do you think it benefited Burns Park?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Us, North Hills, but yes, without a doubt, it benefited Burns Park. And with us doing what we're doing now, my daddy, as I told you earlier, the old 4th of July golf tournament out there, that's just something I wouldn't have not done because it's such an icon. I can see Mike McClutchin, my daddy, and I could go back and name names after names. But on the other hand, I stay in my lane, and it stops halfway across that bridge in the Arkansas River. But
you don't want to fall off the bridge.
No, you don't want to fall off it. But no, it's something. It has helped us quite a bit. Even our little what we call the tournament side, it's gotten a lot of play. We're trying to make it better. We're trying to redo the golf cart paths. But the champion side at Burns Park, it's as good as any course around when we get the grass growing right now. And it's like I say, it's this time of year, and we keep it watered, so I'm very proud of Burns right now.
It's going to be in great shape for the ASGA.
I'm even starting with the ASGA, as you know, so keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, I hear there might be something down the line there, but we'll have to get onto that in another time.
Yeah.
Best golf course Mayor Terry Hartwick has ever played?
Well, that would be Pebble Beach. I mean, I really had a good time at St. Andrews. January 15, 16, I went to Florida, but they got some courses down there that you just kind of go, wow.
There's some good
ones. Lotion is something that a lot of people don't know. I mean, they hear it, but they've never been on it, and Lotion is it's something. And then I went to Augusta, 2018, and I never played it. I had a chance back in the early days, but that's a bucket list. I mean,
if you ever get the chance.
If I ever get the chance again. I had a chance. Something came up. I wish I'd canceled.
Whoa. Mayor, nothing comes up when you have the chance to play Augusta. Go.
If I told you, you'd think I was an idiot, but it was back when I was mayor the first time. So, but you're right. I should have gone. But I would say Pebble Beach again. That was a birthday surprise, but I was about to say, you go down that part of Florida down there and play the Florida Club, and you got champions down there, and you got Pete Dye courses on the PGA side. Those are just
they're good.
They're good. They're good. It's lush and it's green this time of year, which we're not seeing. So is there just one? Probably Pebble Beach, but Augusta would be, since I've played Pebble Beach, Augusta would be the one I'd like to go see.
Yeah.
So Mr. Stevens. I can remember many times, like say, the Stevens people have been very good to golf, the Lotion again, but that Augusta, wow.
There have been a lot of people that have been good to the game of golf in the state of Arkansas, haven't there?
Yeah, and some you don't even know about.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say that, because as I was talking to you, I can remember watching Bill Henry hit a golf ball, and a lot of people don't know who he is, but he was one of the better golfers in the state. I remember him hitting a golf ball at Fair Park. In fact, my daddy just taken up golf. I was pulling the bag. He hit a golf ball at number 1 over the hill there. It wasn't a par 3 then. It was over the hill back in those days. And it sounded like a gun golf. And that was when he was hitting no wooden clubs. He hit it so far. He's a big man. Really, really good. But I named Bill Henry because he took over Riverdale for a while and ran it, if you remember. And then you got somebody that you may remember is R.H. Sykes.
Know the name.
Yeah. And then you got people like the Honeysuckle brothers, Charlie and Ken. So I can go back and remember those people. So what they were to golf, they were playing golf my daddy was an insurance man. He played golf 5 days out of a week, and I'm glad he did. Because, like I say, he died at 44. But those guys made golf what his day that you don't even know their names. Odie Green, I don't know if you ever saw him putt, but he looked like he was going to hit his big toe when he putted. Mike McClutchin, Gary Marklin, Randy Coleman, Balch. I mean, I can go on and on and on about these guys who have played.
I played with Jim Balch.
They're jumpy.
He putts foot side saddle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But those guys started young, and guess what? There's so many people playing. And the ladies who play golf now.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot say enough about the ladies. I mean, I can go back to Joan, and I go back to Miss Dumas, and the ladies really play good golf now. I mean, really, really good golf. And I'm so happy to see a lot of the ladies play in Burns Park now. So it's not one person. It's a many others that got into it young and they got their kids doing it. I think last year we had a little girl from North Hills that got to the drive, putt, and chip.
Yeah, drive, chip, and putt.
And she got to finals.
The Masters, finished second.
Yep. I saw her yesterday. Went out there to start chipping and putting a little bit, and she said she didn't make it this year. But she
Berkeley
says,
Turner.
Yep, she's something else. She's really. And
we did an episode with her back in, I want to say October, I believe it was.
She's cute.
She is.
She's good, and she loves it. But yes, golf has come a long ways. I mean, I see the Nates of the world. I see the kids, but how good they really have become. But it's because of what's happened many years ago. So that one person, there's been many people that you don't even know.
Fantasy foursome, 3 other golfers, living or deceased, that you would like to play around a golf with.
Well, my daddy, Arnold Palmer,
without
a doubt. I love it. I read his book. It's a life well played. Let's see, me, Daddy, Arnold Palmer, and I can't say if I'd like Jack or Tiger. I mean, so can I have a foursome?
hey, if you're playing Burns Park, you're the mayor there, so you can do that.
But that would be, I sit here and watch. I saw Jack Nicklaus play I was in Hawaii when they were playing those right after they had that Champions group.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to have had them in the same time frame. But then you think Ben Hogan, so you can't. But Tiger was unbelievable, Jack. But I really would have loved to play with Arnold Palmer. I mean, he was something that we all can aspire to. He's the king.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
No doubt about it.
So,
Mayor, thanks so much for your time.
No, I enjoyed it. Appreciate it. Sorry,
Appreciate
I got a little tip.
I understand. Hey, and that's a great fivesome.
That would be a great fivesome.
That would be.
Thank you.
Heading to El Dorado to check out some live music or to play Mystic Creek? Stay at the Haywood, the only boutique hotel in the middle of downtown and the Murphy Arts District. If you are spending a weekend in Hot Springs, make plans now at the Marriott Courtyard close to Lake Hamilton and Oaklawn. Beachwood Pinnacle Hotel Group manages both of these fine properties, and you will rest easy knowing that your every need is taken care of. Beachwood Pinnacle Hotels on the web at bphotels.com.
This is Thomas Blackman with Blackman Auctions. You all know by now I'm not a good golfer, but my son loves the game and he and I have been playing more. I've got my score down to, I've quit playing a scramble on every hole. I'm using the bunker rake much less than I used to, and a lot of the time I hit my drives past the women's tee box. All of my success in golf can directly be tied to me listening to From the Short Grass. Without it, I would not be the golfer I am today. Trey, you owe me $20 for that. Trey knows golf, I know auctions. Come see us at BlackmanAuctions.com. Since 1938, better auctions are Blackman Auctions.
That will do it for this edition of From the Short Grass. I want to thank the mayor of North Little Rock, Terry Hartwick, for coming in and spending some time with us. And don't forget, the hot dog scrambles on Wednesday at Burns Park. I'm going to be going and playing in some of those this year. Beachwood Pinnacle Hotels, one of our great sponsors of From the Short Grass. When you need a place to stay, go on their website, bphotels.com, and make sure you're staying at a Beachwood Pinnacle Hotel property. I want to leave you with a couple of funny quotes. First, from Fuzzy Zeller, when he was asked about his Masters win in his first attempt. He said, quote, "I never had one thought all week. I figured my local caddy knew this course a whole lot better than me. So I just put my hand out and played whatever club he put in it. I'd say, how hard do I hit it? He'd tell me and I'd swing. The guys who come down once a year and try to get smart with Mr. Jones's course are the dumb ones." And how about this from Chichi Rodriguez, the PGA Hall of Famer? "After all these years, it's still embarrassing for me to play on the PGA Tour. Like the last time I asked my caddy for a sand wedge, and he came back 10 minutes later with a ham on rye." Remember to always fix your ball mark on the green and a couple of more and I hope to see you soon from the Shortgrass.
You've been listening to From the Shortgrass, a weekly podcast dedicated to the game of golf. This has been a presentation of the Buzz Radio Network.